going on, everybody? UltimatDjz here with another talking track or teaching track video, a talking track subset. That's the podcast that we record every Wednesday and Sunday. As a matter of fact, later on this evening, you guys should jump on by and check us out. Our Discord is where we tape it, and you can find that link at talkingtrackstfc.com. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is UltimatDjz. I'm your friendly neighborhood festive kitty cat, your friendly neighborhood cat person, and I would like to welcome you in to your event guide video for December 2021 Duality Part 3. We've got a lot to talk about. First, just a couple of updates super quick. For those of you affected by missing a point in the Turf Wars solo milestone, that has been resolved and or at least been solved. They are going to take care of that point. They're going to send you that point in the next couple of days. Before Turf Wars ends, you're going to get a compensation point, so you'll get that point from there. Also, for those of you who did do a couple of Battle Pass points and they didn't count for the overflow or something like that, then you will have an opportunity or you will receive those points as well added to your Heroic Battle Pass overflow. Boy, I can't talk. Battle Pass Overflow. That will be coming out within the next few days as well, so the team knows that, and we'll be compensating you guys with a couple of extra, or the points that you guys missed to make sure that you are on pace with your events. Update from Ops regarding ship power disparity. That's still being investigated. They certainly know it's an issue. I don't think it was intended. They're still looking into that and trying to figure out what's going on with that, as well as some of the territory capture buffs not being effective, so to speak. They're investigating that as well. I kind of feel like Ripper's probably onto something. He theorizes that this has something to do with the fact that they were trying to, again, tackle the problem of pure faction researches for the purposes of display, and may have inadvertently broke something. So they're working on that, investigating, and we'll continue to bring those updates as we can. For those of you looking at the extra researcher pack, there's 2 tokens. One of them is silly. You don't need it. It's just kind of an extra visual glitch there, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, updates out of the way. Now we can get into the events. And yeah, there is a good-looking calendar here. As a matter of fact, let's switch on over into the game. Shout out Super Jesse for creating your Duality Part 3 calendar. This will be downloadable. We have a link down in the video description below where you can download this directly from our cloud services. Okay, so you'll be able to get that downloaded and be able to check it out and walk along with us as you're watching this video. We are in day 2 as of the time that this video has been posted, so a little bit behind schedule, but we're going to be able to give you information and bring you up to date on everything that's going on this month, because there is a lot happening, including what's going on right now in the game. And of course, if you take a look, let's zoom on in here. We've got the complete new missions, which is a normal thing that's going on for about the first half of the arc. Make sure you get that wrapped up before the 18th. Impress the Syndicate is going on, and if we take a look over here, this is some of the event descriptions over here. Score by gaining the Syndicate XP points. We did a video yesterday explaining how Syndicate XP was going to work, unlocking Syndicate tiers, and unlocking new saved crew preset slots that are unlocked within the Syndicate tree. And then, of course, gaining shards. All of this happening within the actual Syndicate tree. If we come back in here and go into your game, you're going to find this right up here. Okay, if you guys can see my little mouse right here, this will display the level, by the way, not your XP. That was throwing a few people off. Well, a few people off. I got more than one. Yes, this is the level. All right, and if you open that up, here's this nice tree, but you can see right above my little Santa hat here that I need 2,249 just to get to level 2. We got this daily chest yesterday with 150 Syndicate XP in it, but notice right over here at milestone 4, we're going to get a little bit of a bump there. So some of you guys have purchased a pack. The pack that's in the store contains enough Syndicate XP, I believe, to get you to level 5. So you'd be able to go ahead and see what the increased amount of that Syndicate XP daily gift bundle is. I don't know what that is, but by the way, do keep in mind, I believe this is a different bundle. So if you buy that pack, then you will automatically get another refresh of your daily Syndicate XP chest. So just keeping that an idea as you go through. Plus, of course, if you do buy that pack, you're also going to get a Grush Shard over here and start getting one daily, which again is going to contribute to this Impress the Syndicate ALB. Now, one thing to notice is that this is doing using Syndicate XP points, and we do have an opportunity to earn that right here inside Turf Wars. If we take a look at the Turf War yesterday, no Syndicate XP in here yesterday. From the contributions and helps event, that was called Explore. But if you look at today's Expand event, we do in fact have some Syndicate XP in here. So this one has got some feathers ruffled out there. Some players not super pleased about this because the only way to score is to build ships that a lot of players already have. You can tier them up, but many players may already have these maxed. Maybe not the Sarcophagus, but that's a wildly expensive ship. You can unlock Summoning or the Refit or the Cloak, but you know, again, a lot of players have at least these first two, and the Cloak is pricey. So that leaves only this one right here, spending Tetrions or spending ISO Resin. Now, a lot of players already messaged me this morning saying, well, my Isogen isn't working on research. That's because it's ISO Resin, not Emulsion. And if you guys will remember, we'll come in here to our research tree. ISO Resin is only these 4 nodes right here at the beginning. ISO Charge Deflector Shields, ISO Charge Cannons, and ISO Charge Close Encounters, and ISO Charged Cargo Hold. These take resin. As a matter of fact, I will be able to do my event here because I've got a little bit of ISO resin to spend on one research, but a lot of players don't have that, which means that at least for this event, some extremely well-advanced players may end up sitting this one out. There's nothing that you can spend on, nothing that you can do. And because it has Syndicate XP in that solo milestone, that is going to impact your ability to score inside this ALB. Scopely is aware. We fed back on that. Don't know if any changes will happen, but I agree with you. It's tough to have an SMS that you can't score in. I mean, obviously, it certainly could be considered optional, and we do know that the points from scoring inside these Turf Wars SMSs are not really going to move the needle when it comes to the server milestone because it's just 1 point, or even within this ALB because the SMS is, again, only worth 1 point. So kind of a tiebreaker mechanic there, but it does have a real implication for spreading over into this ALB right here. So we have tried to relay that back up to Scopely and see if we can't get something changed maybe for the next run. Not exactly sure what we could see or if anything could even happen, but, you know, nonetheless, because we do have Impress the Syndicate going on right here. And, oh, it's the only run? Is this the only run? Well, then never mind. It's not going to matter because the next time Expand runs, it's going to be all the way down here, and there's not going to be an Impress the Syndicate going on. So it is happening for a while. You've got an opportunity to score in a variety of ways, but nonetheless, players, the next time we see this event, it won't even impact that. So I don't know if we're going to be able to see anything that actually ends up fixing this thing up. But coming back to the calendar, also, some of you guys saw a Jellyfish Pursuit event start today. Those of you who don't have the ISS Jellyfish, so that's good, and pertinent to this arc because there is a skin available for it. We talked about Expand and Galactic Warfare, which was just hitting Romulan or Klingon hostiles. As a matter of fact, that's going on right now. Here it is, destroying hostiles, Klingon or Romulan, no Federation, and a decently paying milestone. I did check just to make sure, folks, and at least, again, at my ops level, I would imagine that these are scaling just like they did in November. We got that 1 billion par token, and hopefully that's the case all the way down to 38, where it kicked up last month. But 1 billion par token in each one of these milestones, which is super duper awesome, giving this event payout 4.7 billion steel, which is a great payout for an SMS. All right, and that, of course, is going on twice there. Now, let's move forward just a little bit as we take a look. We still have this Turf Wars. We told you that we were going to do a video on this and tell you how it's going to work, but we are running a little bit late. Turf Wars is a server milestone combined with an ALB. All right, if we take a look up here, it is inside this Turf Wars folder, and here you go. You've got these couple of SMSs, which, again, we already discussed, just kind of a tiebreaker mechanic. But the server milestone, a lot of players kind of fussing about this. Now, I know that these rewards are not super fantastic. They are decent, okay? I like the Epic gas. I could always use more Epic. And then the dilithium, not too awful bad. 67, 68 million, a handful of particles. It's not game-breaking. Certainly not. It's not necessarily enough for some players to feel like it's worth shaking up your entire territory system over, okay? I get that. But there's another component, which is this ALB, which does look as though it's paying decently well. We take a look here. For me, at Ops 41, this is over 110 million dilithium. It's almost 500 million tritanium, and it's about 4.5 billion steel. This is good. Plus, we got some Martok shards up there. Metreon particles, not the weighted value currency that they used to be, but still pretty important. And then you come down, you got some resources and materials, or some materials added in here. So this ALB definitely does provide a little bit of value to some players. The issue with this is, and what I'm hearing from some players, and I got to be honest with you, I disagree with some people on this. I feel like this event is actually designed pretty daggone well. If we take a look here, you get points for winning a takeover of an owned zone. Basically, this is defense, folks, okay? If you defend your zone. But just like last month, some players are theorizing and have been proven correct that if you drop your pin or drop your territory right before it begins and then drop a pin, it is now considered a new or an offensive zone. It is, and that works. But you notice that these points have been much closer, much more balanced in this particular case. So you get points for winning, all right, 4 to 5 to 6,000. But just for joining, you're getting a few smaller ones. So again, if you drop and then plant a pin into the abandoned territory, even if you were to lose, you're still going to get some points here. Now, the issue that some people are talking about is that it's still not stimulating movement, and I kind of disagree with that. I believe that it's stimulating movement across some servers. I do agree that there's some servers out there where people are just kind of dropping pins in multiple places and not really going to fight, and that is a way that you can satisfy this server milestone, this instance milestone. Folks, here was the math on this. The intent behind the design on this particular event was essentially this, all right? Players must participate. They must at least drop a pin, all right? And you got to score at least 1 point. Now, if two alliances drop a pin on the same territory, then that's essentially considered a tested or a contested takeover. Look here what you've got here. Join a takeover for a new zone. Just join, not win, but just join. You're going to get 12,000 points for your server. If you win a takeover for an owned zone, basically defense, okay, then you're getting you 10,000 points here. But there's a lot of points here needed for your server. As a matter of fact, there's more points here needed than there are the number of takeovers in your system. This event was designed, long story short, I'm getting windy. This entire event was designed around the mechanic of at least 35% of the available takeovers during this week will need to be contested, means they will need to have a pin dropped and at least 1 point scored. 35% is the total number. We discovered we got 54 territories out here. We had to recount them the other day. We forgot. 54. All right. If 35% of those, let's bring it over here. If 35% of those need at least 2 pins, all right, then that's 19 plus the 54. That means 73 pins must be dropped and points scored. Now, for some of the alliances not on the board, we've seen reports of some servers showing 6 and 7 different alliances dropping a pin on a tier 1 and not even really fighting, or maybe they are, but that's going to count towards your 73. All right. So some players are saying this is not providing me the motivation to move at all, especially some of the larger alliances, because they get to hold their tier 3. Meanwhile, the little guys are doing the work in the tier 1. But the complaint then becomes, if the big guys are not moving, they're not scoring as many points. If the little guys are dropping pins throughout all of these tier 1s, then they are scoring points over here in the alliance leaderboard. All right, meaning that it is certainly possible for a low-ranked alliance to actually come up and be a big-time player. Look here at some of these alliances, small numbers of players. Dark Light, I gotta be honest with you, don't even know these guys, okay? Sorry, I don't even know. All right, let's take a look. They got 66 players. I don't even know. Well, I'd have to go over to the leaderboard. Nonetheless, the point here is this: movement, engagement. And yes, maybe you drop a pin, maybe you score 5 points. That's fine, but it's a step in the right direction, in my opinion. I love how this event is designed. I think it needs just a little bit more work, but right now, the little guys have a real shot at this ALB. And if they win, if a 20th ranked alliance wins this ALB, then I say power to you guys. You put in the effort, you moved across the board, you spent the resources, you planted the pins, and a big number 1 or top 3 alliance has the same capability as you, because this particular ALB does not require you to win. You get extra points if you win, but all it really requires is you to join. If you win, you get a handful of extra points, but I'm here to tell you, if a big alliance who's holding a tier 3 territory does not move, it's absolutely possible for tier 1 and tier 2 zones to win this event. And if you just go and drop pins all over the map and you engage and you watch the clock, then you're doing the work. Not only that, you deserve to place in this ALB, and because of you, your server is going to hit this server milestone. Don't get it twisted, folks. It won't be the big VIP alliances who refuse to give up their tier 3 zones who earned this milestone for you. It will be the little guys, all right? And I like that shift in dynamic. I think it's super, super cool that the little guys play a huge role in this event, and they are the ones who can win it for your server. So that's really, really cool, and I like that. That's Turf Wars, and it's running right here for a 7-day period and will run again. Now, I do want to say in the game calendar, like in the graphical calendar, they did cut off this week, okay? It's a 7-day event, but the arc actually ends here on the 27th. You can't see because of my cat head. It ends on the 27th, but in order for it to be a completely fair territory capture event, as we discussed last month, it has to run for a full 7 days, which means this Turf Wars is actually going to extend 1 day beyond the end of the arc. It's going to end Monday at event reset, which would be noon Eastern time. They didn't want to put a whole extra line of the calendar in the graphical form, so it does show 6 days, but the in-game news confirms and live ops confirms this will be a 7-day run, all right? Coming back up here to the top of your calendar, we've got Recruit the Terran Empire. This is a 48-hour solo leaderboard, and it starts on Thursday. Let's take a look at this one right here. In the first run, you can score by gaining power, by completing research, station upgrades, and leveling officers and ships. Just like we saw last month, this is a domination-style auction. XP will count, all right, in the first run. Just like we said in our Arcfall video yesterday, the second run will be a material spend auction, all right? So that would be for your ships or your buildings or whatever else, a material sink auction in the second run, which is scheduled right down here. Let's see, where we go. Right here is Thursday. That's tomorrow or today or whenever you're watching. And then again on Wednesday the 22nd, you're going to get it again, okay? Wednesday the 22nd, you're going to get it again. That's your second run. That'll be material sync. Some people saying, well, what are we going to get? Because we've only got rare officers, and Grush is available in the Syndicate tree. So what officers are we going to get? Could it be the Sela card from last month? Could it be Honor Guard Worf? In fact, I laid a hint out in our Arcfall video that this arc seems to have a relatively strong theme-tied presence into territory capture. So let's offer up a territory capture crew. That would be the Terran Empire crew. Lorca, Empress Georgiou, Captain Killy, we like to call her, okay? 2 rares and an epic. Well, how are they going to add those into the auction? We are now at this time authorized to tell you that just like a normal auction, you will have a full unlock at the first place spot, and it will scale downwards just like always, but it will be all 3 officers, all right? So 2 rares and a Lorca. So full unlock of Lorca and full unlocks of Killy and Empress Georgiou, and they will all 3 of those officers be available in both of these SLBs. So a chance to knock out a couple of officers with 1 single auction, and that is happening twice this month, 1 for materials and 1 for XP. Tomorrow, we also have part 3 of our 4 events built into this Turf Wars. All right, it's called Exploit, and what we'll be doing there is mining, stealing isogen, steal, try, dill. We'll score points as well, but this is all going to be about mining or stealing isogen. Be cautious, folks, for those of you who are giving up your territory territories. You're going to want to make sure that you are sufficiently prepared with at least some nodes to be able to complete this SMS tomorrow, or potentially compete in the SLB. It's a 48-hour event, and that will be happening starting tomorrow. Also, yay, Parabellum in the calendar. That's coming up on Thursday as well. Starting Saturday, a 48-hour Armada assault, just like we saw last month. This is a damage-based event. All right, so if we come on over here to, where do we find it? Armada Assault, damage, Federation, Klingon, and Romulan armadas, and spending normal Armada directives. This will be a damage-based event. So, as we talked in our last podcast, and as we have been teaching over the last several weeks, with the number of Armada events that are going on, this is damage, folks. All right, so utilize those uncommons. Finally, Exterminate, the final of the 4 events that are going on as a part of Turf Wars. Exterminate. Score by using the Discovery to fight other players. This is a disco PvP event, everybody, across any beta system in territory capture. Why they're doing this? They removed housing out of these systems. So you're going to have to do a little bit of flying. Beta systems, if I'm not mistaken, have no housing. So you will have to fly in. There's no advantages for anybody being there. You just fly in. You do a little disco PvP, and there will be a leaderboard in place for that as well. It's a 48-hour event. Also, of course, Saturday, Cosmic Cleanup as per usual. Hey, special news for Cosmic Cleanup. For new players, anyway, Discovery blueprints will now be available in the Cosmic Cleanup store. Don't you worry, veteran players. I have continued to advocate for something for, Ops 35 plus players, because right now the Cosmic Cleanup store doesn't have a whole lot for you, and we're continuing to discuss those options. But at least for the newer players who may not have their Discovery or may be looking to build a second, Discovery BP is now available in the Cosmic Cleanup store. Next week, we continue with the new missions and impressing the Syndicate. That's going on. Wrapping up Turf Wars. We've got another Galactic Warfare, which again, just Romulan and Klingon hostiles, and another Parabellum. All right, then we begin this 72-hour away teams assignment, okay? Right here, just simple. It's a solo leaderboard. Score by completing away teams assignments. So if you're watching this video and you're one that typically likes to do well with that, start banking those speed ups and start banking your completed assignments. You got a 72-hour leaderboard going on over here. Klingon Rights events. This one is fun. Klingon Rights is a 4-day series, folks. It's an SMS based, okay? And it's going on for 4 days, but it is not necessarily a timed event. All right, what I mean by that is we remember events like Scrambled Communications, for example, where you complete one and then the next one unlocks. This one is just like that. You complete the challenge, the next one unlocks. There's 8 of these, and they are detailed right here. Hostile killing, away teams assignments, Officer XP, Latinum, combat with exocomps, mine a little data, do some research, damage some bosses. All right, these are the 8 events that will happen in this series, Klingon Rights event series. And listen, very, very possible for players to knock this thing out in 1 day. As a matter of fact, I fully expect players to knock this out in a day or 2. They probably will. It's going on for 4 days for those of you who want to slow roll it. But what if you load up on day 1? You don't want to be bored for days 2, 3, and 4. So bringing back the Road to Victory events. Now, DJs, you say bringing back. I don't remember a Road to Victory event. Well, perhaps this will jog your memory. Right over here. Road to Victory. Okay? Road to Victory is a renamed event that we've seen before. Last month, we had Conquest. All right, Conquest was where the server was split. You were either on the Romulans team or you were on the Klingons team. And there was a series of events that included some armadas, some hostile killing, this and that. And there was a leaderboard, if you don't remember, split. A Romulan leaderboard and a Klingon leaderboard. And those 2 leaderboards involved damaging armadas and completing the sub-events. And they were 72 hours. Well, the war has waged on. The war has continued. Time has passed. It's no longer a conquest event, but it is now nearing the end of the war. Can we, in fact, end it with these series of events? It is a road to victory for either side. as far as mechanically speaking, guys, and event-wise, the events are exactly the same as Romulan Conquest and Klingon Conquest from the November arc. The rewards will be a little bit different, scaled and introducing material relevant to this month. But the events themselves, go back on STFC.space and jog your memory. You're looking for Klingon Conquest or Romulan Conquest, and those events will rerun right here. All right, and that will keep you pretty busy because that was a nice solo leaderboard. Then we come into the weekend. Glory to you and your house, introducing a meta for your ticketed events. All right, Glory to you is a solo leaderboard. You will score by collecting the glory tokens. Glorious gaze. I love that, by the way, Scopely. Good job on the captain's maneuver for Gowron. Just big eyes. Glory to you is a solo leaderboard. You'll collect the glory tokens from the solo ticketed events and earning Klingon credits. This is going to be a tough solo leaderboard, folks, because, listen, if you're going to compete in a solo leaderboard, you're probably going to do the ticketed events, all right? There will be 3 ticketed events per day, as per usual. Here they are all broken down on the days that you will get. So if you were going to compete in this solo leaderboard, you're probably going to do all 6 ticketed events. Well, what's the tiebreaker? Grinding Klingon credits. Now, even again, that is pretty universal. You can earn them from the Borg store. You can do them with scouts. You can do them in the faction store. You can do them with your dailies. Everybody has the same opportunity to earn these. So what is the tiebreaker? I may suggest that you ask around. I may suggest you do a little bit of digging on STFC.space and find the hostels that drop faction credits. Because that's the only tiebreaker that I can see happening here, is actually earning faction credits from hostels, all right? Solo leaderboard going on right here, and this is going to be a wild one, I think. Because, again, a lot of the point potential is going to be the same. How many faction credits can you earn in drops? That's going to be the key. And, of course, glory to you and your house. It's an Alliance milestone, again, for completing the ticketed events. That's happening next weekend, and you're going to get 3 ticketed events per day. And, of course, in your Battle Pass, you will find in 3 different milestones, 10, 10, and 20 tickets. That's a total of 40 for 4 days of ticketed events. That's fantastic. Glory to you and your house, a 48-hour. Oh, they're running it back-to-back. Okay, back-to-back. So it's a 96-hour ALB and AMS. See, I missed that, Jesse. There you go. So it's only running one time, and all 4 ticketed events happening back-to-back-to-back. You've got another Jellyfish auction right here, another Cosmic Cleanup, and roster expansion. This is a new one, and we're going to tell you a little bit about this, except it's kind of a mystery. Scopely not telling us a whole lot about this one. Open Officer Recruit chest to score with limited time Ultra Recruit bundles available. Guys, I don't know the details on this, but what it sounds like to me is that Scopely is coming back with the mechanic for spending ultras, okay? It may not only be ultras. As a matter of fact, I asked that question, and I was told that there will be an alternative scoring mechanic, but obviously the points are going to be coming off of ultras. The majority of points are going to be coming off of Ultra Recruit tokens, so start banking up for this event. What I was also told and was not given detail on is that there will be a limited run Ultra Recruit bundle. We've seen them before. 2x officers, maybe with a focus on, say, Lorca. Oh, wow, well, that would be great, right? Or GG, or 5 of 10. We don't know what it's going to be. They're teasing us here a little bit, but they are offering or are telling us that there will be a limited time special edition Ultra Recruit pack with maybe some extra improved odds to help motivate players to participate in this event. There will be a solo milestone and then, of course, a paired SLB to go along with it. So I'm kind of curious. There's a little bit of mystery about that one, and I kind of dig it. Coming into your final week of the arc, we've got 2 Jellyfish Brawls, 2 24-hour SMSs right back to back. We've got a repeat of the Turf Wars events. You see Turf Wars starts again. This will be the second run of a 7-day event competing in territory capture, and you will have these events to go along with it. The 24-hour Explore, which was the helps. The Expand, which will be building the Meridian or spending ISO resin. I don't know what you're going to do. Sorry if you can't. I don't know. Hopefully we'll see some changes for this one by that time. Exploit, which will be mining your Isogen, and Exterminate, which will be Disco PvP. Now, important to note, 48 hours here, 48 hours here. all right, for the Mining Isogen and the PvP Disco down here. They are 24 hours. That was intended because we've got our holiday event coming up here. And we know very little about it at this point. We don't know what's going on with it, but they did decide, just in case anybody was bored, they're pairing it with an Armada Assault, which, again, damage-based, okay? But just in case you didn't have anything to do on Christmas, you can run Armadas for a solo leaderboard for 72 hours, or 48 hours in that case. That's going to happen. Plus your final Parabellum and a Cosmic Cleanup, and that's pretty much going to wrap up Duality Part 3. All in all, I actually kind of like this calendar. It doesn't look quite as full as what we may have seen in November, but a lot of these are events with sub-events. If you look over here at your events listing, there's a lot happening, a lot going on here, so I kind of am curious to see how the payout is going to end at the end of the month. So far, we've seen very few events, but the payouts have been decent, at least with the solo milestone and solo leaderboards with respect to resources. I have already started out earning several billion steel, so I kind of like that, and I hope that that continues as we progress through the arc. We'll see with some of these larger meta events like Glory to You and Your House and the Klingon Rights series, and even these Conquest or Road to Victory, I should say, milestones and solo leaderboards. We continue to see those pay out big time. So there you go, community. And if you want a copy of this calendar so that you can share it with your team or reference it for yourself, it's available in the description below this video. Leave your comments. Please ask your questions. We will answer them for you. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. We got a new membership club here. Gold patrons. Get your name listed right here. And of course, we appreciate you so very much. Join the membership for $1, $3, or $5. That's it. $5 if you want to contribute to the channel. If you enjoy the content, we would be very happy to have you on our team. Plus, if you join our Discord, it'll turn your name gold. You'll be immortalized in gold. It's great. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful holiday season, no matter what it is that you celebrate. I don't care what you celebrate, if you celebrate. If you don't like the season, if you don't like to celebrate, that's okay. I just wish you and yours a very happy, good time here with Duality Part 3. My name is UltimatDjz. This has been your event guide video. Hope you enjoy it. Hope it helps. If you got questions, let us know. We'll catch you on the next one, everybody. My name is UltimatDjz from the Talking Trek Podcast, saying meow for now. Love you, mean it. See ya. Merry Christmas. Bye. Meow.